Spoilers and Fandom is like a book club for geeky stuff. Join us as we delve into the depths of our backlogs and sift through the games, comics, shows, movies, and books that we haven't checked out yet. Hey everybody, welcome to the second episode of our little geek club, book club thing. Today, if you followed us last time, we're talking about the comic book Revival, Volume 1, which is by Image Comics, and it's written by, who again?
Tim Seeley.
Tim Seeley and...
Drawn by Mike Norton.
Yeah. And I am Hell's Knight, and...
Yes, I'm Hillary.
And I'm Daniel.
Yeah, we have a new guest on our show. His name is Dan the Mountain. And yeah, he's joining us. He read the book as well.
Easier.
So, should we just get into it? Like, first off, straight off the bat, what did you think of the art?
I liked it. It was okay. Like, I wanted something that was maybe a bit more like distinct, but it looks like more or less 60% of every other Image comic that there is right now.
Yeah, it looks like
it has the Image look.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It looks like an Image comic.
Yeah.
But one thing I really liked was the way they do the scenes with like creep factor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those were really well done.
Yeah.
Like they show the characters like dodgiest features, and that just combines with the writing really well.
Yeah.
Like I won't go into it right now, but
yeah, I thought that it was interesting that so basically it's a horror story, but then it doesn't have what I would have thought of as being the horror approach, which would probably be lots of blacks and lots of just it's dark and all this type of stuff. But instead, it's just actually a very kind of clear line style in a way.
Yeah.
And then it's almost all just brightened out for you to see everything that's going on, and it's more about like the color schemes being muted and stuff like that. I thought that was a really interesting approach.
yeah.
Me, I didn't have any exposure to the series before this.
Yeah.
I think I'd had people talking about it, but so I was wondering how comes you chose it?
It.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
I picked it. Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
cool. So how comes?
So the way this works is we're also kind of doing this to go through our backlogs.
Yeah.
So I've had this comic for a while. I've never read it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you feel happy with reading it?
I'll get to that later.
Oh, okay.
Okay, spoiler. I expected more. Well, we can talk about the story, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wait, before that, like on the art,
Yeah.
I don't know whether you guys felt the same way. Like, most comics, okay, let's say like if you're used to like from the big two, DC Marvel,
Yeah.
you don't get like people of color are very distinct.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in those comics.
Yeah.
In this one, the first people of color that you see will be Asians.
Yeah.
And if you're not prepared for it, you'll think that they're monsters because of the weird color that they picked for them.
Oh.
Yeah, they look kind of
Really?
pale, kind of grayish green. In any other comic, they look like
Pakistani
zombies.
dude was super.
He was
brown.
fine. He was fine, but
Yeah.
not the Hmong person. The Hmong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They looked like really like you could tell like once you find
Yeah.
out, okay, fine, she's supposed to be Asian and supposed to be that olive complexion. You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's
also-
a bit too green.
But
Yeah.
also you can argue that that's like there was that whole thing in the books where there's like a bit of discrimination like towards
Well,
that community. They're referred to as those other guys, and
Yeah.
there's like a lot of racial tension. So it's set in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Middle America.
Wisconsin, yeah.
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 And I don't know about Wisconsin,
Yeah.
but it sounds pretty racially fueled, I guess.
Oh yeah, hey man. As in, also I like the idea of it being a rural noir. Like that's the way they're promoting it.
Yeah.
And so I went and looked at the definition of rural noir, like because I'd heard about it before as a genre, but then I never thought like, let's go see what this actually is. And so if you take the idea of film noir, but then you change the setting, so instead of having those
Cityscapes.
yeah, the cityscapes and all the kind of smoke and everything, and then you just take that type of dark story where probably things are just going progressively worse, and then you transplant it to a rural area. That's rural noir. And I was like, dude, that's actually a pretty cool sounding idea, because it made me think of Shags And how Shags can actually be really... That's what you're thinking also.
Yeah.
Shags can be dark sometimes, like the stories that people tell you, and
Yeah,
then you're just
really,
like,
really
aye! Yeah, man.
Because that's where all the screwed up stuff also happens.
Yeah, and I guess... Yeah,
This
and
is one of them.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Um,
So yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
It set my mind alight.
But it is very similar to all the other Image stuff.
If you've
like,
read Image comics,
like
you'll notice.
they,
I mean,
they do
like-
this kind of drawing and stuff. Like it's not like it's not like East of West, for
Yeah.
example. 'Cause that color scheme was just like pastels
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it is a bit like Lazarus, if you
Yeah.
read that. Except again with the colors.
Yeah.
But the drawing is
the art is
kind
more or less the same. The color, I think
Yeah.
the color is what.
or like even
They do
like
the difference.
less
Yeah.
grittier than maybe Fatale, if you've read that.
Even Saga.
I've not read Saga yet.
Saga is dope.
Saga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see now, like you've seen the art of Saga. It looks relatively close to this. Yeah. It's just that the
Like Invincible also. A little bit. It looks a bit like Invincible.
Like, so what
Not
are
the character designs, but the way they do the environments
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff.
So what are the styles that you guys are looking at as being really kind of different and unique?
It's not like
like-
Marvel or
or
DC.
DC.
And-
Like you know how like DC has like a bunch of guys who try to draw like Jim Lee.
Hey man, that's, to be honest, for me that's kind of tiring. Like
Yeah.
everybody's like really hatching
All that
everywhere.
stuff,
and it's
all
like,
those details,
yeah.
like you get tired of those. So
Yeah.
this gets refreshing when you see it.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
It's
And plus also,
Kind of
with,
cleaner.
with clean lines like this,
Yeah.
the people look like people. Like you don't like. Not everybody has like 12 cubes.
Yeah,
Yeah, so people look realistic,
Yeah.
and you can it sucks you into the story a bit better.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I dig it. Yeah,
But yeah, the story though. So it's set in Wisconsin,
yeah,
and the whole thing is it opens up. And this is just the way it opens. Something happens, and people in this state in particular start coming back. Not everyone. And when I say they start coming back, they stop being dead.
Yeah.
So they're basically like zombies, but they're not like the brain eating, human flesh consuming zombies. They're just like
They come back
They've
like
just-
regular people.
they
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
well,
As
but a
themselves.
little, but it's alluded that there's something weird with them,
yeah,
right? And they're just like I can't remember how many there were. There were like 28.
Yeah, they're like
27
they're less than 30 people.
yeah,
Yeah.
in total, and yeah, they just can't die or get killed. So this has sparked a whole thing in the States where now this entire state has been locked down till they determine what has actually caused this stuff to happen.
It was actually even in that one town.
Yeah.
Yeah, the revival happened in that one town in
Yeah.
that state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've been locked down. CDC have sent a guy there
yeah,
to try and find out what's going on.
yeah,
And now it's the interaction between the local police department
Yeah.
and the CDC guy
Yeah.
and the people around.
Yeah. So
figure
you
out
have
that.
like all kinds of religious cults have been formed, like claiming that these guys came back from the dead, Judgment Day, blah blah blah.
yeah,
So that's the state that the world that it's in.
Yeah.
Basically, the story is in. And who would you say the main characters are? Was there really a main character?
Yeah, the girl, the cop, what's her
The
name?
cop.
yeah. Oh man, I forgot her name also.
Yeah, I forgot all the
I've
names.
forgotten her name.
Right.
I read it a while back, but yeah, the cop is a main character in it.
Officer Cypress. We can just
Yeah,
we
Officer
can just
Cypress.
say Officer Cypress.
Yes.
I don't remember her
First name.
her actual name.
Yeah.
I actually didn't think she was the main character.
Oh.
Because I don't know. She doesn't seem like. So she's just a cop. She has a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And her dad's a cop, and she has a sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And it just surrounds so she's been put on this task force to kind of investigate situations that are occurring around the revivers, is what they call the people who've come back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it just sort of unfolds that way. But you get this weird, like it does again this Image Comics thing where they show something really freaking random.
Mhm.
So like in the first issue, you see that weird alien thing that kind of
The white.
yeah,
Yeah.
that looks like an alien. That
Yeah.
I thought it possessed the kid
Oh yeah.
who was playing there. Yeah, I thought that's what the thing was. But we'll go into more detail about that later of what that is. So it sets up a mystery.
Yeah.
And it kind of just plays out. And honestly, by the end of the book, this isn't a spoiler. This is like more like what we thought.
Yeah.
For me personally, I felt the payoff wasn't that great.
You felt
What do
it
you?
was underwhelming.
Yeah,
Like,
I was not quite impressed.
I thought that it felt like you. It felt like it wasn't designed to answer all the questions in the first volume.
Yeah, yeah.
It felt like
It
felt like you're
it's a
either
whole-
committing to
Yeah.
46 issues. This is like where you're going to get closure, or
Yeah.
like you'll just kind of drop off.
Exactly.
Which is really interesting, because I saw in one of the letters pages of the next issues was someone saying, someone said something like, I had to go back and remind myself about all the stuff that had happened, and it's like, hey man, maybe I'm getting old or something, but it's like, what? There's like, I forgot all of this stuff, and then the reply to that is, well, we're trying to give you a different reading experience. And maybe that's going to be difficult if you're keeping track of a lot of stories, what's going on in X-Men, all those types of things. But that what else we're trying to do is create something that has a lot of layers to it, and that's going to take more time.
Yeah.
So that actually, funny enough, fitted in exactly with what my experience of the trade was, which
Yeah.
was like, that sense of, that's it.
Yeah, in terms of story, I'm like, what? Like, there's supposed to be a beginning, middle, and an end.
Yeah.
Really, there's not really that format with the whole first volume. It's just really she gets the first investigation and then the second investigation, which doesn't even conclude, right?
Yeah.
No.
Like
But,
it was the
see-
first case with the old lady,
Yeah.
and the second case with the reporter who's being threatened,
Yeah.
right? Which didn't end at the end of the volume.
But
So
by the time you're getting towards the end of the volume,
Yeah.
even the focus of the story has changed. It's not about the cop anymore.
yeah, exactly. It's not that. So
Oh,
this is my thing.
Yeah.
Because the cop's sister is actually the person who if like the book has a hero or something, it would be the cop's sister,
Yeah.
Martha Cypress.
So I guess, that's what you mean by saying who was the main character.
Yeah.
Oh, so you consider her to be...
I would consider the story really to be about her because we don't know what her deal is. Like first of all, is this a spoiler really? Like her situation, the situation
Yeah.
surrounding. Like, would you consider that a spoiler? Because
I don't
it's
think so. Isn't it in the first issue?
yeah, it is in the okay. So it doesn't
Yeah.
count. So basically, we find out that the cop's sister is actually one of the revivers, and they didn't know that. Okay, they
And they're
didn't
keeping
know.
this from the father.
And they're keeping this from the father. So she's not included in those 28 or 27 people,
Yeah.
right? She's not one of them.
Yeah.
Because then they would have known.
Yeah.
And so there's like a mystery. She's not sure how she was bludgeoned to death.
Yeah.
Okay? And she's come back and she's sort of like in like a situation with the first case. Things get a little heavy and she ends up saving
Her sister.
right?
Yeah.
And so like she's portrayed as sort of being the hero, and she also has like a bit of those abusive things that heroes do, self-abusive situations, like for example like Tony Stark drinks himself shit every time.
Yeah.
Like she has one of those kinds of personality or arcs, like the Hulk is like that sort of, she's set up that way.
Yeah. Like the whole... Like
Yeah, she hates herself a
The
little
whole-
bit.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
she went to go to the bar.
It's like
Yeah.
a trope.
Yeah.
She has that kind of thing. So I would think, and also she's on all the covers.
Yeah,
it's her
not the
on.
sister.
It's
Really?
her on all the covers of the
No.
books. It's
I hadn't noticed that.
It's her with like a scythe, suggesting that she's like
So it's
the
never the
Grim
sister.
Reaper.
Except in issue 4, where it's the chick. the one who was being the one who's being threatened.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's as far as you can go without giving it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was I going on about this? Yeah, so it doesn't, for me, it just didn't feel satisfying. Like, I didn't feel that, oh, this was a cool full story, I should definitely pick up the next volume. For me, it was more like, I finished this. I still have a lot of questions, but I don't feel super inclined
to pick up
volume 2. Yeah.
Okay, now look at it from this other perspective.
Right.
In the sense of zombie stories. Let's say like you have to read.
Because this is kind of a zombie story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comparing this to The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Where would you rank it? Was it equal to, less than, greater than?
So with the
like your first impressions with this and Walking Dead.
Honestly, that's a good question. Like, I think that. Okay, I think I was like a little bit skewed.
Because it's going to get compared to that regardless.
Yeah, they're both Image published.
I think that I think that my experience of The Walking Dead was a little bit skewed because I watched the show before the comic. So I was primed. So I read a lot of issues of the comic before I started kind of getting exhausted by how oppressive and dark it is.
The world is, yeah.
And by the way, like that they do that, I think it was like a 50th issue, or I can't remember what issue it was, but then they do that thing where just for a few pages they do like superheroes, and it's like we save the day, and it's super sad, and I was like, oh Lord, I don't know if I can read much more of this. But then with this one, I think it's interesting in that this one actually feels like a TV show somehow.
Yeah.
Like it feels like, but now we're going to settle down and we're going to like get this really long story. So funny enough, this makes me feel more like reading more issues. Yeah, like as in, even if I might not read them all, I might not gobble them up as fast as as much as some other stories, but I'm actually interested in seeing where it goes. I like the idea of them throwing all these things up. Like there's a relationship that what's the name of the sister?
Martha. And
there's like a
first name.
Yeah, it looks like there's some weird relationship stuff that she's got going on.
Say that name.
Oh yeah, by the way, yeah. And then it looks like, I don't know, it just feels like there's all these things going on. Like I like the stuff where they just show you a little bit more of the outside world's idea of what's going on in there. So there's like people coming in to be healed. So I hope that goes somewhere. I don't know. And also I feel like 47 issues isn't like a gigantic commitment. Come with us for Walking. So Walking Dead is like, I'll probably finish this before I finish Walking Dead. Walking Dead is like over 100 issues now. It's like...
And this one you can literally do an issue a week.
Yeah,
and that's not a big commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the issues are not that big. Yeah. I finished this surprisingly fast.
Yeah. Like for me, I did this in maybe 2 days. Yeah. I sat down.
Oh, you mean as in the whole series?
No. Just
okay.
One,
oh, yeah.
Volume 1, I did it in 2 sittings.
Yeah,
it's
actually.
Like five issues.
So,
in that
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, man.
And what's this thing called? So, yeah, you were saying the way this is like a series.
Yeah, it just feels like it works.
I think as a show, it would be a lot cooler, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You think maybe that's what they were doing?
Like this is a pitch for a TV show.
Yeah,
it could have been. Yeah, it does feel like that actually.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's
because even the way it cuts to the side characters, it feels like a TV show as well. Like when it goes to like the Exorcist, for example, and they have that whole situation happening.
Oh yeah,
like that was weird, and then also some of the panels are very, very. Very reminiscent of like a creepy ass show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know. Like, and so I dig it for that because it's like this like a TV show experience, but on the page, which gives it something else.
Yeah.
And plus, it has that whole police procedural thing because There's a coroner's office. There's a cop. It seems like it's ready to be plugged into a channel. Like HBO pick this up and they're like, it fits in with what they normally do.
Also the way it opens with the whole thing with the reporter as well. And then the racial tensions. Like it really does feel like
this is the cover
it was
I was telling you. Like,
I
find them looking very straight.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. So overall, I would say not actually like overall I'm just saying overall for me I would say that I liked it. I'm probably going to read it to the end.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10?
On a scale of 1 to 10. Is there something like it's a 7, but I feel like at the end I'll be able to give it a different. It's a 7 at the beginning. It's a 7 for this, but I feel like the ranking will change at the end. Hopefully it'll be like 8, 9, 10. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For you?
Out of 10, I'd give it a 5. Like, I find, I'm a bit harsh, but I find like the concepts like are way better than The Walking Dead. Like for me, what pisses me off with The Walking Dead is there's no end to that. Like there's no
they can milk it forever.
Yeah. This one I do see them ending it. Like it does look like there will be a foreseeable end that will kind of close the whole sort of story. Like it will be the end of the story. Yeah. And those are the kinds of books I like. Yeah. But the concept over here that not everyone who dies is coming back, but only some people who die are coming back. Yeah. And coming back a little weird. A little weird. Yeah. Although we haven't seen everyone as well. Yeah, we've only seen like 2, 3. Yeah. I think that for me is the most appealing thing to see like how what that is and what's causing that, and the other level that they go into, like there's an occult level. I honestly expected more from, I guess. Like it was too little for me. I want more of that. Yeah. But at the same time, like they could, if they went like completely off the rails with going full occult, it would take away from from what this really was. Yeah. So I get why that wasn't there. But yeah, I just it's definitely not for me. I will not read the next one.
The things that I liked from this was
I'd watch it though.
Was the tropes. The tropes, the comic book tropes. Like, okay, for something that's in this setting. Yeah. It didn't fall into the same tropes that other comics would fall into. Like, it didn't pull, the zombies are all just mindless drones, just doing stuff. So they give us different zombies. And I appreciate
also
that.
The setting was
also different.
Yeah. And it's also through the eyes of unusual.
Yeah, also through the eyes of unusual protagonists. So the people that were seeing this story come out through are not the standard people. Otherwise, would have been given like some He-Man superhero guy.
Yeah. Some cigar chomping.
Yeah, some cigar guy, big old muscles. He's riding a chopper. It's a normal whatever. It's a single mother. Then it moves on to like some chick, and it's a CDC guy, is a person of color, another person of color. So you're seeing there's a bit more inclusion in this. I don't know. Maybe some people this would take away from the story. I don't know. I don't care. That's their business. Yeah. I kind of liked the fact that it was different. Yeah. It felt like you're reading. It felt like I was honestly reading like a chronicle of something totally different. Yeah. Like this could have happened. Something. Yeah. Yeah. As for the actual hook for the story, I don't know. Like I get it. Like I enjoyed the biggest part. For me, the thing that I liked the most was the supernatural part, like that white thing. Yeah. I need to know what that is. So I need to read the next issue, the next volume to figure out what that is.
Yeah. So I feel like the payoff for that was
and the sister coming back, being a reviver to find out how she died. Yeah. That is the most interesting part of the story for me.
That looks like it will be the noir part. Yeah. Of this, like finding out how she died.
As for this other stuff, it could happen, it couldn't happen. I'm not too bothered either way. Yeah. So for me, overall, I think I'd also give it about a 7. Maybe 7, 6.5, 7. Let's go with 7 because I enjoyed it. Yeah. Then, maybe now as it goes on, If they don't answer those things in a timely fashion,
Yeah.
it'll dip for me. Let me not lie.
Yeah.
So I'll probably pick up the next issue. Then I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they don't answer anything that you want, yeah, you can drop it.
Also, the sense of urgency. There wasn't such a big sense of urgency
Yeah,
with this
yeah.
book. So, yeah, that for
yeah,
me that
that's an
stops me
interesting-
from reading that.
But
like,
that could also be like small town policing things.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
for example, like what if like okay, let's talk about spoilers and then
Mhm.
I'll
Okay.
say what I have to. So,
Okay.
yeah, if you haven't read the book, maybe now and you're going to, maybe now is where you stop listening because we're now talking real spoilers for this book. Okay, so here's your chance. Leave, go read it and come back if you want. And yeah, okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so you know, like, what if all these revivers, right? They had like some kind of psychic link, and they were plotting something to do with killing everyone in the city, sacrifice, something else that would bring a sense of urgency. Like if that was there for me,
You know,
I'd be more likely to read the next read the next one. But like that alien thing just being a spirit that hasn't like passed on.
got some
or-
closure.
Yeah.
that was such a letdown because I thought that thing was so creepy. I was thinking like aliens and all sorts of weird shit like that. But
Now, me, I was thinking the
I
same
was like,
thing. But okay,
yeah.
not aliens, but I was thinking like it was occult. Maybe it was the reason why these things were coming.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that Exorcist was such a cool kind of weirdo,
Yeah, and then he
Yeah.
got...
and then he just is a dumbass, really. But like it could have been like a weird kind
But I
of
like the
old
fact-
Constantine kind of situation.
Actually, yeah, that's what I was about to bring up now.
Yeah.
If you like Constantine,
Mm.
they have story arcs where he deals with shit like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was specifically, okay, if I had to pick one, there's one specific story where there's this guy, there's this mobster whose son dabbled in like occult stuff
Mhm.
and died,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't want to let go of his kid.
Mm-hmm.
So he called Constantine and told him, "Get my kid's soul back, put it back in his body. I'm not ready to let go of my son right now." Constantine couldn't.
Yeah.
So what he did was, he found some low-level demon
Uh-huh.
and trapped it inside this kid's body
Ish.
and told it, "You're gonna act as this guy's son. If I get any issues, I'm banishing you back to hell." And so that was the agreement that he had. Constantine vanishes. This guy lives a life of debauchery and all that stuff. So when seeing this thing, because there's images
That's-
of stuff like that.
That's where the story ends.
Yeah,
That's for that. Yeah.
that's what the arc ends.
Yeah, Constantine
Constantine
was not
was
a nice guy. He's not a nice guy.
The story ends like that.
Yeah.
But it comes back. It comes back
Yeah.
like issues later. Like, Constantine has gone on for like 300 issues.
Mm.
This vibe comes back to bite him like maybe 200 issues later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this
Hey.
guy's son is
Uh-huh.
a demon and it's trying to kill him. But anyway, that's another story.
Oh,
So you see
wow.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's imagery and it links you to stuff
Mm.
Yeah.
in a weird
Yeah.
way. So
Yeah.
I was expecting maybe that thing
Mm.
was what was bringing guys back.
Mm.
And the fact that even the old lady, I like that the first zombie that you see
Mm.
is an old lady.
Yeah.
Because it's different. And she's effectively normal
Mm.
until when
Well,
you get
she's-
the whole
She's
shift.
psychologically fucked.
Yeah.
Then you get the whole shift. You
Yeah.
see her face like dropping. She looks like a regular zombie. That thing for removing the teeth fucked
Yeah.
the hell out of me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I was like-
that was the creepiest shit. Like her teeth keep growing. She pulls them out with.
Yeah.
And she wears dentures on top of the gums, and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, this is messed up.
Yeah.
And she's doing this with cats. Anyway, whatever. So I was like, I'm imagining if this can happen to the old lady,
Mm.
and the sister is a reviver as well.
Yeah.
How long until she gets to that same
My
state?
favorite panel. My favorite panel in this whole book was when she ends up at the bar, gets herself beaten up,
Yeah. And she
and
looks
then
up.
she's getting the lecture from her sister, and her sister looks at her in the mirror, and you just see her grin.
Yeah, she's grinning.
Fuck! I was like, fuck.
Like, she's turned now.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that for me was So that for me is the best. But like the art and the way they did that kind of stuff, really, like imagine watching this.
Yeah.
Like
Watching
seeing this shit on a show would fuck you so badly. Like
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah, man, dude, the teeth thing.
Like
The teeth thing was like real.
yeah, and the eyes as well. Like you're just seeing like because like she's shaded by the light, and you're just seeing that grin. And it's so evil and malicious.
Yeah.
And yet this is the same chick who saved her. Like
Then even the monster thing, that white thing.
Yeah.
Later on in the story, it tries to possess her.
Oh. Yeah.
It tries to possess her.
and they don't show us exactly.
She fights it off.
Yeah.
But you don't know why. You don't know how.
Yeah.
For me. That's why I have to get into the next one.
Yeah.
So it's little stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's those ones. There's the old man, the old vegetative old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely
He's
kept that
not.
chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely kept the dude.
Yeah, because you find the guy like half eaten in bed.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So you wonder what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he also has like a funny eye moment.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like 2 silent panels, then the third one is like
Yeah, they do creep really well. In
Yeah.
Show, man.
Yeah. Yeah, which is like all the more surprising to me that it's not that shadowy of a book.
Yeah.
It's like
But they
creepy,
show
but
you
it's
everything.
like just like a bright light on everything.
The weird panel now and then, yeah.
Yeah.
Except like that, again, that spirit, like that, the thing they call the demon, the spirit of the guy who left or whatever. That wasn't very scary. Like it didn't do anything too gross. Like it might have still possessed the kid, I think, or might have been a different one, maybe.
At first it's because we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Then once you do, you're like, really?
Yeah. So what was the whole thing at the start with the kid?
Where the kid gives him toys? Or the
Like
one at
the
the
kid was
beginning
playing-
of the
the beginning-
story?
the
Yeah,
beginning
right.
Oh,
at the
yeah,
start,
yeah,
the kid
yeah,
is
the kid-
playing,
and then
then
sees
sees
them.
things
Yeah.
sits out
Yeah.
and looks at each other and like what was the point?
I guess it's building up to now that next part where the kid leaves him toys. I guess that they're going to have some kind of connection or
Maybe the kid
relationship
maybe
or
it's a different
something.
one. Yeah, maybe it
Yeah.
is a different one.
Like
the kid's
30
like that.
issues later, it's about to kill the kid, and then the
And
kid
then
is
she
like, "But we're
realizes-
friends," you know, like that type of thing.
Maybe.
I don't know. The Exorcist was also like really cool and then just disappointing.
His introduction was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Actually,
introduced
yeah.
like Lobo almost, or you know, like some kind of
Yeah, but then now when they played
He's
him the
badass.
second time when he's met up with now the old lady.
Yeah.
and he's like capturing the chick, tying her to a thing.
That now just got tropey for me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, you can't do this. Like I've seen it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want. Give me different stuff.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I don't know what
Yeah.
you guys have to say.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
But I think I would just give it a chance before.
Before writing it off completely.
Yeah, as in, because it's like if the guy started off, because this guy starts off really well with all the setup stuff, and maybe also that's part of the reason why it's kind of slow in the beginning is because he's playing the
Setting
long
up.
game, and yeah, so he's setting up all this stuff and giving you hints as opposed to getting to that point immediately of oh snap, like what's great. I mean, it's already mysterious, but it's like a building, slow
Like a
burn,
slow burn,
yeah, and that and so yeah, for me, to be honest, that's actually a big part of the reason why I would give it a chance and like a few volumes in, you know, and see how that goes, because it feels like those TV shows where they just start you off slowly and then they just start building
ease you
and
in.
building. Yeah. It which actually is kind of nice. It feels like you can sit down with a cup of tea.
And have it. And
Yeah.
take it slowly.
Yeah, exactly. And then by the end of it, you're just like, oh my goodness, what?
What was your favorite panel, or your favorite moment, or your favorite thing about generally the book?
Well,
But be specific. What was
Okay.
your specific favorite thing?
yeah. Okay. I liked the thing with the teeth. I really liked the covers.
Yeah, the covers are good.
The covers are really nice. And then wait. Okay, you do this first, and then I'll.
Mine was that.
I just
thing.
remembered Granny Boob.
Yeah, Granny Boob was
Yeah,
interesting.
that was interesting.
Granny Boob was interesting.
Okay.
You weren't expecting it.
I was like, wait, is that her boob? It is.
But then also during that funeral, I don't know why I expected that kid to wake the other person to wake up as well.
Oh, yeah.
I expected her to eat that thing.
But it's dead meat. She can't. What's the point? I figured like zombie trope. She eats living flesh.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. For me, my best scene, my best panel was the teeth.
Yeah.
Was seeing cats eating human teeth, and I was like, wow, they went there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, if it's about for sheer shock factor, fine, you got me. Because I was like, I looked at that page like thrice.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you teeth as well. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the teeth is the thing that comes to mind
the most
first.
jarring thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the most jarring
And it
thing
appears
that
so
happened.
early on.
Yeah.
Because even when that chick caught the scythe in her chest, it didn't really shock me more or less. It was just another thing.
For me, with the scythe in the chest thing, that I saw, it was like, don't tell dad. That was the panel. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
don't tell dad. I know I just killed him. I know I just like scalped this chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell dad.
Yeah.
But even when the old lady woke up again in the morgue, I was like, how is this happening twice? Why would she wake up twice?
And why would you not think that this would happen again? Like if
It's happened
if you're-
before,
if
she's
it's
already
like-
come back before, yeah.
yeah, like they were studying the corpse and stuff. Like how did she get it? Like that was a bit much.
Yeah.
And she ended up killing herself eventually.
Eventually.
She blows the entire funeral place up and sits in the fire,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
But again, there's something weird with that, according to the coroner. So, I mean, the forensics dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said there's something weird with that.
But if if she has enough intelligence to do that,
Why did she lose her shit in the first place?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, like maybe what, like, I don't know what I'm just speculating, but maybe it's to do, like, the tethers that keep them there are failing.
Uh-huh.
Like, basically, it's something to do with the living world and the afterlife. The whatever keeps you separate is failing, which is why those white things are coming, and why these guys came back. Maybe. Unless they go the brimstone route of she's not one of the 28 because she is on a mission to actually cap all these things. Some shit like
She
that.
turns into a Buffy, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Do you want to add anything else about this, or?
Tim Seeley used to be an artist. Like I want to look at some of the background of these guys. I was like, he used to be an artist.
What did he work on?
I don't know. I can't remember what his own stuff was, but then he went on to write stuff. Like, I don't know whether that affects this story in particular.
I think it does because, like, the way it looked,
Yeah.
it really was like the writing fit really well with the panels.
Yeah.
And it felt like all the scenes,
Mhm.
even the most minute scenes of like her making out in the car with the other dude.
Yeah.
Like all those scenes, they play out like they would in a TV show.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It looks like they were done hand in hand.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting because of, I guess, from the writing perspective. I was watching a lot of interviews to find out what he talks about this series. And funny enough, like, I don't know, he doesn't, like, say that much. I think it's, like, and so, funny, and then that just intrigues me more. Like, what's he building up to, man? It's like, I have this cool idea, but then if I tell you, it won't
It
work.
will spoil it. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, are they making an adaptation out of this?
I don't know.
I
don't think so.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I've not heard anything about that, but it would work.
Yeah.
Like I would love to watch this.
Yeah.
But you see now, okay,
But just
even if, okay, now, aside from the comic,
Oh,
Yeah.
how much media, no, you can keep going. Like, there's how much more media do we have that's already in similar circles? Because even if you say, fine,
Oh, as in,
2019, there's a revival series coming
Yeah.
out on CBS or whatever show it is, whatever
Yeah.
channel it is.
yeah.
There's already Santa Clarita Diet. There's
Yeah.
The Walking
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah, there's
There's
The
Fear the
Walking
Walking Dead. Okay, and this is closer to Santa Clarita than anything else.
Really? Oh yeah, because
There's
it's like a
iZombie.
normal...
You've seen it?
No, but I've watched the trailers.
Yeah.
There's the
So
iZombie.
it's like a normal chick. It's sort of like a comedy kind of
Yeah.
situation, but
Uh-huh.
like she's married. She's a zombie. She
Yeah.
needs to eat people.
Yeah.
So she gets
That's,
they dig up brains as a family, and
Yeah.
then she makes like smoothies. When she goes drinking them, she doesn't feel pain.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's Drew Barrymore as the wife,
Yeah.
so it's interesting.
As in you like it?
I watched the trailer. I haven't watched the show.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know what's true.
Yeah. So you see, there's
It might be-
precedent has been set for having a similar sort of premise.
Yeah.
It's just that this is gonna lean on the horror aspect rather than
Yeah.
the mundane everyday things of okay, somebody's died, has come back to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This like if they played it like they could like if this was sort of like a Game of Thrones or American Gods style of what the fuck is going on. Maybe it would work, but yeah, I don't know. By the time it comes out, will it be relevant?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, no, relevance. This can plug in anytime, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, this can plug in anytime.
Funny enough, there are adaptations like that have been talked about for TV. It's been talked about, but then it's actually being made as a movie.
What? By
Revival as a movie.
Yeah,
who?
a guy called Luke Boyce. Oh, and the Tim Seeley is co-writing it with someone called Sarah Fisher. No, that's pretty cool.
So like how would that work as a movie?
Yeah, I don't know. It feels
'Cause,
more like a
this
series.
this whole volume. It feels like it was like a whole movie line.
But they could cut this.
Yeah.
They could cut a lot from this. If,
Yeah,
it-
but then,
if it's building up
but
to
then
that.
doesn't
yeah.
but then doesn't that kill like the...
Like the Full Metal
Like-
Alchemist film.
I haven't watched that.
Oh no, it's not. Nah. Like,
That good, huh?
yeah. But no, so the reason I was saying that is just because of the idea of like this was a series and then it was trimmed into a movie and then it's like
It takes away what
Yeah,
I was
man.
thinking is like it takes away like the mystery is the strongest part of this book, I would say. And to have it like just as a concept as a movie, like first of all, I mean you can have like 27 people. Maybe you take the most important ones, and then the plot is just given to you within the first 20 minutes.
yeah.
Right? That's basically how it would work as a movie.
Yeah. And then now we move on to the first conflict and ramp it up from there.
Yeah, first conflict and last conflict, and done with the movie.
But also, if it's a movie,
Mhm.
what if if Tim, also maybe if Tim Seeley is writing as well, maybe he tell a story within this universe
Oh yeah, that could be cool.
Oh, that would be
rather than telling this
that
story.
would be
Yeah.
You tell one story. In this
Yeah.
universe.
yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you just cross sell both. So
Yeah.
if you like the movie, you like the comics. And if you
Yeah.
like the comics, you like the movie.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Hopefully.
That would work. That would
Hopefully
Yeah.
that's what they're aiming for.
Yeah. Yeah, man. All in all, thanks for the introduction to this book.
Cheers. Anyways, so we wrap it up. Is that it? Do you want to say anything else about it?
About this, not so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 7, 7, 5.
Me 5.
Yeah.
So now, if you're looking for a rough average 6, that's worth it.
Yeah.
Definitely worth. It's worth
Yeah.
checking out.
Check
Yeah.
out and see
And
how
then
you
making
feel.
your own decision about
Yeah.
whether you want to continue or not.
And
Yeah.
if we're wrong, you can let us know on Twitter
Yeah.
Yeah.
at Spoil Fans. Yeah.
You can find this super cheap on Image's actual website. They do drop the price, but I don't know offhand how much it is normally.
Also,
But
yeah.
yeah, because it's the first volume, they normally have that really low.
You could also check out on Comixology.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Oh, their sales are nuts, yeah,
Yeah.
if you see it there. Well, what are we doing next, Hillary?
Can I get back to you on this?
We have to tell everyone. Okay, I'll
I'll tell you, then you edit it.
Hmm.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I don't know, it'll be a TV show or a movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no.
There's none at the top of your head.
At the top of my head that I haven't seen that I do want to see.
Yeah.
That might be relevant.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Altered Carbon, because I still haven't watched it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, it was like 2 episodes.
Do you like it?
It's interesting.
I haven't finished that. I just watched like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Is it over?
Yeah, it's the first season.
First season is over.
The first
Yeah,
season.
first season's done.
Yeah, it was Netflix, yeah?
Yeah.
So it was all at once. Yeah, I don't know. My cousin, Ray, he was like, "Yo, man, I watched that in one night, man. It was so dope."
Yeah, I know a lot of people who did that as well.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, for some reason, for me, I was like, I don't know. Yeah, but maybe that's why you should watch it.
Yeah. Let's do that one.
Fine,
Because
let's
I need
do
to
Altered
finish
Carbon.
that as well. Yeah.
Let's
Sure.
do Altered Carbon.
Yeah.
So
Available?
next
Okay,
week,
so fine.
if you haven't watched Altered Carbon, watch it, and we'll talk about it next time.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm Hell's Knight.
I'm Hillary.
I'm Daniel.
Have fun.
Have fun.
But I is.
That's it. Do you have an opinion on what we just discussed? Did we miss something? Tell us in the comments section and we'll read it in the next episode. If you're listening on Anchor, send us a voice message and we'll add it to this episode. Don't forget to follow our podcast on Twitter @SpoilFans for updates, and follow our Instagram for behind the scenes action @Spoilers and Fandom. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube and Anchor to get the latest episodes.